Hello Results Linkers, Coach Daniel here again with another resistance band workout for you. We've got a bit of an overall workout for you today, so we're going to be hitting a lot of the different areas and body with this workout as we work through it. We're also going to be, it's going to be a bit of a theme hold with this one. As I say, we're going to be practicing some holds and positions with movements that we normally do reps for. So we're going to be holding those end ranges and just mixing up a little bit with that, hopefully provide a bit of a different challenge for you today. So we're going to start with the usual pair of exercises to begin with. No holds on these ones, but the holds will come into the later exercises. I thought we'd start with hip thrust just because it's something we haven't done for a while. So with this one, obviously if you've got like a chair, sofa, something like that to do this off, that'd be great. If you don't worry, you can just do a glute bridge off the floor. Okay, so I'll show you obviously the hip thrust. This one. Now, obviously, we're going to add a band into it as well with this one. Now, obviously, most of you don't have set up like this. So the way we're going to set it up today is just to loop one end of the band over the foot. What you're going to do is put it around the outside of your knee and loop it over the other end of the foot. Okay? Just so it's nice and secure there. And what we're then going to do, pull it back over the hips. Holds in place there. So I'll show you a different angle of this. I'll move this around for the next set as well, just so you can see a different angle. But from here, I'm just going to start with a steady 10 reps. Looking forward, think about pushing your knees and your hips away from your body. I'll pause at the top. That band does just add a little bit of extra resistance on forwards there. So, I'll just spin this round so you can see a slight different angle the next time. So I said that one, if you don't have bench, chair, sofa, something like that to rest your back on, you're comfortable with, glute bridges from the floor, like that, are a perfectly good alternative. So, what we're going to do now as well, some wall slides with this one. So again, we can use the band for this one, although not quite as essential for this one. Just we're going to put it apart a little bit in the top position. So what we're going to do is down the wall, hands behind the head. Just try and keep a little bit of tension on the band. Again, we're going to have 10 reps on this one, trying to keep the arms nice and close to the wall. So with that one, it feels a little bit easier, it's not very challenging. Come in a bit narrow with your grip. So you're more that, the other section. So more in this sort of position with it. The narrower you come in, the harder, the more challenging it's going to make that position. And do try and keep it against the squat on the wall if you can. Squat down a little bit, make sure you stay in position for it nicely. So we're going to do 3 sets of this to start with today. Again, at the end of this though, if you feel like you want to do a couple more, by all means pause it. Extra couple of sets, 3, 4, 5 sets, all good for that. So again, back in hip thrust position here. So I'll turn the face, you can see I'll put on the band here. This band just loops over the end of the feet. All we do is put it around the outside of your knees. Just hold it in position and try and get it back onto that sort of hip crease of yours there. You should just keep it nice in position. So again, looking forward to 10 reps. And again, a bit of a pause at the top of this one. So So we'll do back onto the wall slides now. And as I say, if you do find this one a little bit easier with this one, say go for that narrow grip on the band. Again, down into just a little bit of squat position here. Arms down. Just pressing nice and flat to the wall. Ten. So, moving back to now, last set of hip thrusts. So, key technique point I'll show you, very important technique point, the main thing you probably want to be paying attention to for this, making sure you're not tipping over the back of whatever your back's resting on. So I'll show you what I mean by that. Just a moment. So get the band on as usual. So now I'm going to show you like a rep that's a little bit less effective. So what people end up doing is they're tipping back and looking up at the ceiling. Just means you're probably using your lower back a little bit too much. So it's nothing major, but again it just helps keep working the muscles that we want to work, put a bit more emphasis on them. So this one, so try to keep looking forward. As you see, I'm just like lifting my hips there. I'm not tipping over the back of the bench too much. And that's just what I'd probably concentrate for on with this one. Ten. So that's the last set of the hip thrust. Now that one as well, hip glutes are quite big muscles, you can work them quite a lot. So again, this is another one of those exercises where if you want to go higher on the reps, even 15, maybe even pushing it to 20 reps with this, you could do that and it would make it still a very good workout with that. So do bump up the reps as well for this one if you're not just wanting to do endless sets as well. So, into the last set of wall slides. So again, trying to keep some tension on the band, pulling it apart a little bit. So there's tension on it. So, finish off the first set of exercises now. So now we are going to need a timer for this one, for the next two, because as I say, we're doing a few hold movements here. So I'm just going to grab mine. So this one, I'm going to attach my band to the hip thruster here. Obviously, if you've got something to tie your band to round with this one, it would be helpful. But again, it's not essential. I will show you two variations. We don't need to, as I say, tie the band up to anything. Now, with this one, we're going to be doing a 30-second row hold and a 20-second Russian twist hold as well. So that's going to be 20 seconds either side. But we'll start with banded row hold. So just set it up so it's a nice tension there. I should show as well, sorry, if you're doing a row hold, just have the band across the bottom of your feet, like that. Okay, so you can pull back like that and hold just over your feet. So, got a band set up nice and quick with this, so just set the timer running, keep an eye on it. But just get yourself back a bit, just want to get a decent bit of tension on the back. You want to feel like there's that, as I say, tension on it before you start pulling. You don't want it loose and then to start pulling and get tension to go through. You want tension throughout, so you're pulling all the way. So I'm going to start in just a moment. So we're just going to hold for 30 seconds. So row it back, driving those elbows back, chest up nice and tall. Remember, we just want to keep actively driving those elbows back. Now obviously, they're back as far as they can be. They're not actually going to move too much, but it's just that emphasis to keep pushing it back and not just sort of slacking it off and holding it right back here. more seconds. That's it. So 30, let's start with. So remember with these bands, they can take quite a lot of tension on them. So do sit back more, get more tension on for the next round if you found that a bit easy. It should be feeling quite hard the last 10 seconds to hold the position is what you're going for. You want those elbows to stay back in position, but it should be a fight to keep them there. So, sorry again, if you don't have anything to attach band to, got the Russian twist variation. So all we're going to do, pull the band apart a little bit. I'm going to twist one way, and you're going to hold that position for time. If you do have obviously something to tie it around to, we're going to do a very similar movement, but obviously it's going to be tied up here. So again, get cells in position, and again you want to feel like there's a little bit of tension on the band already. Hands out in front. Now with a Russian twist, try and keep your feet together, or your legs as close as you can. Don't have them spin out too wide, sitting out wide. Close together, and you can have your feet down. Obviously, lifting them up and balancing is going to make the movement a little bit tougher, but it's more of a progression rather than a right or wrong. So again, in position, I'm just going to twist off to the side. And just try and look over your shoulder. Oh, that's 20 seconds there. So we're going to face the other way. Turn your back. Feet down for this one. Twist off to the side well. Ooh. There we go. So that's the first set though. So what we'll do with this one, with these two, just adjust the band tension. Sit further away if you want to make it harder. If you want to make it easy, get a bit closer, let the band slack off. But it's just a case of finding that sweet spot. And as I say with these exercises, the last 5 to 10 seconds, it should feel quite tough to hold the position is what sort of a rule of thumb that you're going for there. So again, we're going to do 3 sets of this today to get through it at a good time. But again, as always with these, if you want to pause it, extra couple of sets in there, that's great. So, let's sit ourselves back now. Ourselves back in that nice warrior position. So chest up, shoulders back, down, and all we're going to do is pull those elbows back now. So just actively driving them back. As I say, just keeping the chest up, keeping that good position. Keeping yourself nice and tall now, and those elbows back, make sure they haven't drifted forward. So 30 seconds there. Ooh. So, going to get into our Russian twist position. So again, band just coming across you. There's a little bit of tension on it. We're going for 20 seconds. As I say, just try and turn off to the side. Try and keep your arms reasonably straight if you can. There we go. Ooh, 20 seconds there. So we just turn ourselves around. Again, set yourself in position. Try and keep your legs reasonably close together, not having them spin apart too much. And from here, get another 20 seconds. There we go, 20 seconds. So we're going to do one more set of that. So just going to grab a quick drink. So onto the last set of this. So back to the pike rows. So again, in position, chest up, and again just get those elbows back, pulling them back nicely. And again, just holding that position nicely. Yeah. So into the last set of twists now. You can set yourselves up, feet reasonably close together. Again, all we're going to do, twist off nicely to the side. .20 seconds. So spin yourself around, facing the other way now. Or move to the other side if you're not using, not put your hands on top of something. So again. There we go. 20 seconds done there. So I say if you do want to do a couple more sets of that, by all means, say pause the video here, keep going with an extra set or two with that. So we're going to move on now. So we're going to do some, what we're going to have to do now is some underhand overhead press. So we're going to do it with an underhand grip. Okay? And the exercise we're pairing up some one-arm band pull-ups as well, so a little bit of shoulder work in there as well. So, now there's multiple ways you can set up for an overhead press, underhand. We can stand on the band, obviously that's going to get a lot more tension on it as we press overhead like that. And we can do this in a kneeling position. Now in the kneeling position we're going to have a bit more control over how much tension we put on the band, which can be useful because obviously some people's bands are a lot tougher than others. They do vary in, how much usage they have, all these sorts of things. So I'm going to show you the kneeling position first, just to show you how you can vary the tension. But basically, if you kneel on it, if you want more tension on it, have more of the slack out in front of you here, like this. So you can see I'm actually knelt on top of the band, so that's going to get more tension on it. And if I just have less of it, then the band's going to be free. I can just grab further down the side and adjust it like that. So there's loads of ways to adjust the tension for this. Okay, so we're going to be doing 12 reps in this press. So I'm going to start getting loose with this, but we're going to obviously work our eye in to get that right tension for us. So remember with this, palms up, so palms facing up to the ceiling just like this. So what we're going to do is curl up, press overhead, nice and tall like that. Oh, 12 there. So moving on to the band pull apart, now the single arm one. Now this one is actually quite tougher movement than it looks. So with this one I suggest starting on a single band rather than doubling up to start with. More importantly, get a nice feel for the movement. Again, I'll show you a couple of angles of this. But we're going to do 12 each side, okay? So this, one hand straight out in front, the other one punching out to the side. Try and keep your knuckles flat with this. Common fault with that one is people let the wrist roll back. Try and keep it down. We'll go to the other side here. So should really be feeling your shoulders with this one here. So we're going to move on to the second set. So we're going to do 3 sets, the usual on this one. So we're moving on to the second set of the overhead press now. So again, just kneeling on the band here. There's a little bit of tension on it. So with this one, grab the palms up with this one. So set yourself up, pressing overhead, up nice and tall. We're going for 12 reps on this one. There. So again, back to the band, pull apart, set one arm out in front of you, just lifting out to the side of the other one. Check out there, change arms, change onto the other side. Down. Ooh, 12 there. So we'll just take a moment to rest. We've got 2 quite shoulder heavy exercises there, so we're just going to take a little break. Let the shoulders loosen up a little bit, grab a little drink. We'll get started back in a second. Alright, so we're going to move back on to the last set here. So again, just kneeling on the band, palms up. Remember, all you want to do is think nice and tall with this. Try and get the band overhead as much as you can here. So I'll show you from the side angle here. I'm trying to press just my arms straight over my head, not have them like out in front here, or get it in the back here, but just like nice and tall in this position. So seconds, so. Oh, 12 reps there. So last set, band pull apart through. So again, remember as well in this needed position, do want to keep a little bit of tension on your glutes as well, squeeze your bum forward, just to make sure you're staying nice and tall with this and in a good position. So out to the side, I'm going to do 12 reps. Side here, and we're just trying to get those knuckles rolled down, arms nice and straight. Oh, 12 reps there. So, on to the finisher now. Sorry, I should also say again, by all means, if you want a couple more sets of this, pause the video, go for it. Another set 2, good work. So, moving on to the finisher now. Now, we're going to do a couple of hold positions. Again, to keep going with that theme. So, again, we will need a timer for this one. Now, again, with these, I'm just going to do rough times. Do feel free to add on a bit more time if you want to hold for longer with these. By all means, go for it. So, we're going to be doing dead bug. What we're going to be doing is holding in position for 20 seconds. We're trying to do as many reps as we can. We're also going to be doing a calf raise hold. and a hamstring curl hold as well. So we haven't had a go at that one yet. Again, just thought it would be some interesting different exercises to try with this one. So, first one. Now, with the dead bug, again, you can just hold the band. I'll show you the alternative. If you haven't got something to attach the band to this one. So it will be just hold the band up here. I want to do dead bug legs. 20 seconds, just try and keep tension on the band in place. And obviously, if you do pull the band back, keep the tension on it, that's going to make the movement harder there for you. But we do have something to put the band onto here, so we're just going to tie that up. So again, all we're going to do set it in place. So, with the dead bug, start in that nice round position, back firmly on the floor. So I'm just going to pull the band out and hold it, but I can hold it in place here. So, 20 seconds, we're just going to do as many legs as we can in that time. So hold it. Seconds. So, I'm going to move on now to a calf raise hold with this one. So yeah, we're going to do 20 seconds on each leg. Nice hold on the top. Now with this one, you may want yourself up against the wall or something like that just to help keep your balance with it. Absolutely fine. Just have your hand out on something just to help you balance with this one. So with this one, again to add the band in, you want to make sure the band's sort of over the ball of your foot so you're still stood on it when you lift off, or lift up, I should say. So what we're going to do is push up like this, pull up a little bit on the band, it's just going to add a little bit of tension. So you want a decent amount of tension on the band, it's only quite a small bit of movement. So you already want a lot of tension on it because actually lifting up isn't going to add that much stretch to the band, so you need a good amount of tension. So 20 seconds each side. We go up, nice and taut. Squeeze in. So I'll show you this from a different angle when I do my other leg as well, just to help show you what you're evoking again. Just squeezing up nice and tall. So again, we're going to 20 seconds on the other leg. I'll show you from a different angle now. So again, still stood on the band nicely, plenty of tension on it. So pull up, pulling up nicely there. Light touch on the wall, just wanting to help it balance. I'm not actually wanting to rest on the wall or feel like it's supporting me too much. I've just got it there for a little bit of balance to make sure I stay up with this one. Again, if you want to make it more challenging though, do feel free to take your hand off and try it. Whew, 20 seconds there. So, moving on to the last one now. Now for this one, so if you don't have anything again to attach your hand to, it's a bit of a hamstring exercise, so this one's a little bit more tricky to replicate without something to attach the band to. So for this one, I moved to like a deadlift movement. So we do a hinge type movement, band over top of that deadlift movement, like that for reps. And what I do is just see how many reps you can do in the 20 seconds, okay? That's another good hamstring exercise instead if you haven't got anything you want to attach the band to. But we have here, so again, get the band looped around, make sure it's nice and secure. What we want to do is come away from the band a little bit. We want to roll ourselves over. From here, all we're going to do, again, start the timer. And I'm just imagining that I'm trying to get my bum, there, my feet to my bum, sorry. Just squeezing back as much as I can. There we go. So that one. And obviously if you need more tension on that one, again, just come further away from that, get more tension on it. These can usually take plenty of stretching out. So we're going to go back to the dead bugs now. For our second set now. So again, kicks off, in position on the floor. Knees pulled in nice and tight. Back rounded. And again, back pulled down into position. So that's it, paying attention on the band. Now we need to get those legs moving. There we go. So, line up the band. Move back onto the calf raises. So again, remember with this calf raise, plenty of tension on the band to start with. So, and again, make sure it's just on the ball of your foot, so you're still sticking it when you do this one. But again, just pull it up nice and high onto the ball of your foot. So you're up nice and tall, leg lock nice and straight. Again, hand just lightly resting on the wall. Should feel like you take it off in balance. Cool. Just change over hands here. Again, standing on the band. Again, up. Just nice and tall. Really pushing down the ball of that foot. Go. So, onto the hamstring curl hold. So again, just coming back. We're going to get plenty of tension on this one, so I'll have to reset that part quickly. So, again, bands. If you have bands, so you get the feet on the inside, just loop it around, pull them apart a little bit, just get some tension on it. Again, it should just hold it in place for your weight, spin over. Again, lifting up. And just really tend to try and kick your heels into your bum. All we're trying to do with this one. Oh. Just moving on to the last set, deadlifts now, this one. So, third set. Again, knees pulled in nice and tight, back rounded out a little bit, band pulled down into position, plenty of tension on it now. Should really be able to push this exercise. Now we've got a bit of a feel for it. So, 20 seconds. So again, moving on to the last set of calf raises now. So again, remember, should really be able to crank up the tension now. Got a good feel for these. So again, band over the ball of the foot, up. It's nice and tall. Squeezing in the back of that leg. Trying to pull up as high as you can with the ball of your foot, making yourself tall. So quick change over now. Yeah, up nice and tall. And on to the last exercise now. The last one, the hamstring curls. So again, just hooking your band up. Short. In position, so on a band, pulled apart, you want to get your feet into the band and then push the band out wide, keeping a little bit of tension on it. I'll just hold it in place while I spin over. So again, 20 seconds, and so what you're trying to do, keep your bum squeezed forward into the floor, pulling back on those heels, try and get them towards your bottom. Oh, there we go. 20 seconds there. So again, if you want to do a few more rounds of this, or knock up the time as well, 30, 40 seconds, make this really, these movements very challenging, very tough. Obviously that's going to vary a little bit depending on how tough your band is, but if you do feel like you can do it, go for it. So, hope you've enjoyed that one. So if you've got any questions, like any modifications, or just anything really, please just drop me a comment. Quite happy to get back to you. And as I say, I'll catch you next week. Hopefully, take care. Bye.